Hey, welcome back, everybody. So today I'm going to bring you my Super Nintendo collection. I got a lot of games to go through over here, so I'll keep my history with it kind of brief. Basically, it's the first system I ever played. I didn't grow up with an NES. I was born in 1990, so the first system that I have a recollection of playing was the Super Nintendo. I remember playing Donkey Kong Country on the floor of my kitchen, playing on the small little TV screen. I remember the level where you're in the jungle and it starts to rain very fondly. I thought the graphics for that were phenomenal. It was like, you know, groundbreaking for like a 4-year-old or however old I was. But basically, over the years, you move on to other systems and things like that as the generations progress. But, as a collector now, you return to those nostalgic memories and you create a monster, so to speak. So I definitely have a lot of games to go through over here, so let's get started. Alright, so starting off over here, we got The Illusion of Gaia. Seems like a really fun RPG. Played about a half an hour of it, so I recommend it for sure. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Again, I didn't get too far in it, but the graphics are a little mundane, but it seems like a fun RPG from what I played. Picked this up at the flea market about a week ago now. Paid $3 for it. It's Tom and Jerry. The label's a little torn up there, but fun platformer. I recommend it for sure if you see it out in the wild for a good price. Final Fantasy II. Got this at the flea market I saw it at in Connecticut, and one of my buddies over there also sells games. Gave me a good deal on this, so I'm very grateful for that. I haven't played it yet, but definitely looking forward to it. Kirby Superstar. Very fun Kirby game. I love the powers that you can that you can summon by swallowing the enemies like in any other Kirby game. Very colorful and a lot of fun. Very simple game. Very easy game to get into if you just pop it in and play it. Super Mario World. I'm not going to say anything about it. If you haven't played Super Mario World, play Super Mario World. Super Mario RPG, played it, beat it, love this game. One of my favorite RPGs. Definitely, it's not like a complex type of RPG, but, I don't even think you have to really be into the RPG aspect of gaming to really find enjoyment out of this, so I definitely recommend it. ActRaiser, music in this game is awesome. Highly recommend this game. Plock, I think this is a very underrated game. It's kind of like Rayman. You play as a character that uses his limbs to attack enemies and such, and you can release the limbs like Rayman. Very fun platformer. Skyblazer, one of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo. Very hard though, my god. I got up to this boss in this underwater level where it's 4 eggs that hatch like these piranhas, and you gotta attack the eggs head on, and the piranhas are just freaking impossible to get past, and I was a half an hour into this boss and only defeated 1 egg before dying, so it's freaking hard as hell, but very fun for sure. Next we got Super Star Wars, another game where there's just so much shit on the screen at the same time when you're attacking enemies and such. So, it's hard to progress in this game if you don't have the time to do it, but it's still a lot of fun. Battletoads and Battle Maniacs. Didn't play too much of it, but it's a fun beat-em-up. I like it. Killer Instinct. Fun fighter. One of the fighters on the Super Nintendo that I enjoy. Castlevania 4. Probably my top 10 favorite games of all time. Love this game. Everything about it is great. The music, the gameplay, the way Simon controls his whip is flawless. Love this game. Super Double Dragon. It's a decent beat 'em up. I thought it was going to be a lot better. I didn't really. Like I said earlier, I didn't grow up with the NES, so I didn't really grow up with any of the Double Dragon games. I thought it was going to be a better game, but it's still not that bad. I got to give it a little more time. Street Fighter 2. The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. I prefer the Genesis Mickey Mouse games like the Castle of Illusion, but this one's still pretty fun. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to move some stuff over and get the next pile up here. So let's get started again. We got a Super Metroid. Fun game, very hard. It's very easy to get lost. I suggest using a guide. like a physical guide, like a map system to get through this game. You know, it's, as a kid you probably could spend years playing this game, but for as an adult, you know, I get lost and like 20 minutes later I freaking want to shut off the game. So, you know, I definitely recommend using a guide. Super Turk, another one of those games like Contra where you could just pop in and just have a great time with it. Like I said, it's just basically like Contra, but you're a robot. You know, you got upgrades to your weapons and such. So very fun. I really love this game, Super Turrican. Gradius 3. Very goofy platformer, and I love the music and I love the characters in this game. Joe and Mac. The Adventures of Batman and Robin. This is going for stupid money right now. I got this at a game store where I used to go to college at for $19.99, back when it was like a $50 game, but it's going for stupid money right now. It's a decent platformer. Played about an hour of it, but do yourself a favor and play Donkey Kong Country instead. It's a better game. William Arcade's Greatest Hits. UN Squadron. This is like, this game is like, if you want to torture yourself for whatever reason you would want to, play this game. So hard. It's so freaking hard. I don't know how you could be a kid and play this game and like get far in it, because as an adult, like I want to, like, I just want to start weeping. It's that hard. It's ridiculous, but still pretty fun. Super Empire Strikes Back. I like visiting game stores wherever I go to a new area. I was visiting some friends in Albany, and on my way home I stopped at a game store in town that sells retro games. Had some decent prices in there. Picked this up for $10. Like the other Super Star Wars games, kicks your ass in like the first level. There's like things flying all over the screen, but it's still fun. Warlock. I have a feeling this was based like on I don't know for sure. I didn't do any research, but it's like such a weird game. I have a feeling it's like based on like a TV show, or maybe like a cheesy movie back in the 90s. It's a weird game, weird mechanics, but I got to give it a little more time. I think it's a better game than I give it credit for. I know that sounds weird, but if you played the game, you probably understand what I'm saying. Turtles in Time. I got this back in the day when it was $15. Now it goes for stupid money, but it's still awesome game for sure. Ask it for Christmas if you don't have it yet. It's a great arcade. It's not a port of the arcades, but you know what I'm talking about. Great beat 'em up. Strike Gunner STG, one of the weaker shooters on the system in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I didn't really have too much fun with it, but maybe you did, and that's fine. Yoshi's Island, probably in my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo games. Love this game to death. If you haven't played it, it's highly recommended for sure. Alright, so I apologize. It's getting freaking hot up here. It's freaking December, and I got my coat on. Maybe I should take it off, right? But I need a beer break. Drinking some Rolling Rock right now, so going AVGN, appropriate, right? Talking about video games over here. Okay, so moving along, right? So next we got Shadowrun. Looks like a fun RPG. I you know, didn't play too much of it, but the first lines of dialogue in this game definitely captivate me. You know, it seems like a very humorous RPG, and really cool setting too. You're like in a gang or something, and you just like woke up in a morgue, so it's pretty cool. Super Mario Kart, definitely prefer the N64 version just because it's the version I grew up with. Going back to this game, it's kind of tough because it's a little archaic for me anyway. I didn't grow up with playing this. I played the N64 version. Star Fox, like Super Mario Kart, I definitely prefer the N64 version, but I do enjoy this game for sure. Very fun. Ninja Gaiden Trilogy. So, you know, at work I received a gift card from one of our clients that we work with, that we do business with over there. And instead of spending on a Christmas presents like I should have, I bought myself a pretty expensive game. So, stupid me, but, you know, I'm definitely happy to have it. Whatever. It is what it is. Next we got Wolf Child. Super Adventure Island. Very fun. I like it. A lot of people give this shit on the internet, and I don't know why. It's such a great game. It's Donkey Kong Country 3. Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. I think, like, you know, because the internet's around, people are like, oh, it's the inferior Donkey Kong Country. And maybe it is, maybe that's your opinion, and that's fine, but it's definitely not an inferior game to anything. It's a lot of fun. Love the graphics. Music's not as memorable as the first two, but it's still a lot of fun. Very, very cool atmosphere, especially when you get into the mountain levels. Very, very awesome. I love the Donkey Kong Country games on the Super Nintendo. Next, we get Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Loose. Not a really big fan of this game. Phalanx, again. You know, you always hear on the internet how the cover's really weird, and it is. I definitely agree with it. It's an old man playing a banjo, but it's a fun space shooter. I like it. Mega Man X. One of my buddies at the flea market in Connecticut gave me a really good deal on this about a year ago for $8, so grateful to him. And it's a fun Mega Man game. We got the combo pack here of Super Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World. Got this at a flea market last summer for $10. Really good deal. And yeah, I mean, I was playing Super Mario 2 and Super Mario 3 on this like last week, and love them. This is a great collection of games to have. Donkey Kong Country 2, probably my favorite Donkey Kong Country game. Definitely, I love the music in this game, and it's cool to play as Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong. Dixie Kong with her twirling hair, she's one of the best characters in the series for sure. Very, very helpful to get through the platforming in that game. Next, we got Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Can't even get past the first level of this game. Really enjoy the music. The music's very iconic, but it's super fucking hard, and everybody will tell you that, I'm sure. Mickey Mania. From what I played of it, it goes through like the Mickey Mouse games, and it's the Mickey Mouse like early films and shorts and things like that, and I'm sure it progresses up to, you know, the later years and things. So I definitely respect that idea for sure. So I definitely got to give it a little more time. And then next we got Cybernator. The label's all screwed up, and there's a void label on that, but I haven't played it yet. I got this at a pawn shop where I used to go to college for $4.99, so I got a good deal on it, but I still got to play through it. Alright, so, sorry, it's the next day. Got a little sidetracked yesterday. I had to take care of something. Just got back from a Christmas party, all dressed up, but, I have everything still at my station over here, so, let's finish the video, shall we? Let's go over the rest of these Super Nintendo games. So, next we got Disney's Aladdin. I was just playing this before this morning, and I had gotten this about a year ago or so, at a thrift store. And this morning was the first time I popped it in. Yeah, go figure. And it's a lot of fun. You know, a lot of people on the internet say that, you know, Aladdin on the Sega Genesis is better. I can't really make that assumption. They're both different games, but, you know, don't believe everyone on the internet says this game sucks. It's a really good game. Definitely try it out. Good platformer. I just got this at the flea market yesterday, Choplifter 3. The woman at the flea market that has this booth, she just sells primarily video games, and her prices are always like eBay and above, but very strangely, yesterday, she had just a table set up, and I was walking by, and she knows that I buy games. She said, oh, this table over here, everything is 2 for $5. I grabbed a ton of stuff. She had N64 stuff, you know, pretty much anything on any system. If I don't personally collect the NES. It's not a system I grew up with, but for any first-time NES collector, you know, you had a lot of commons over there for $2.50. You couldn't go wrong. There was a ton of games to choose from, but she had a bunch of sports Super Nintendo games, and this one. So I picked this out, and I picked a bunch of Xbox 360 games I'm just looking to play, like Tomb Raider Anniversary, you know, Mass Effect 2, games like that. And actually, she had Pokemon Stadium there in the N64. Picked that up for $2.50. I spent about $50 at her booth, so got a lot of games for sure. But this one I'm definitely happy to get. Next we got Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. I tried this out. I don't really like it that much. It's kind of a hard platformer to get into. Not that it's challenging, just the controls are very frustrating. So I'm not really a big fan of that. Next we got Donkey Kong Country. Like Mario World, if you haven't played Donkey Kong Country, play Donkey Kong Country. We got Return of the Jedi. Didn't really get too much into this one like I did the first Super Star Wars and the second one, but you know, I did try playing this. They start you off on the stage like a 3D, like you know, like that you're like on like a speeder bike or something like that, like going through Endor, I think. I think that's what it is, or is it? It's either that or you're at Jabba's hut. But you start out like in a 3D zone, and you know when they try to do 3D on the Super Nintendo, sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. With the Super Star Wars games, I think it depends on the game, but I wasn't a fan of it personally. Chrono Trigger, haven't gotten into this one yet, but I definitely look forward to it for sure. Super R-Type, definitely like this a lot better. Probably my favorite shooter on the Super Nintendo so far that I've tried out. I just think it's the most balanced in terms of challenge and you know, having a fair chance of getting anywhere. You and Squadron is just like torture, but this one's pretty fun. Well, this video is going very smoothly. I just ran out of storage on my phone to use, so I had to delete a few things. Let's just get this video done. It's like a freaking curse over here. Alright, so we got Demon's Crest. I love the atmosphere in this game. Very cool platformer, definitely up there in price. You know, again, the Donkey Kong Country games are, I prefer them over a game like this, but I do like the atmosphere. Obscure one for sure, but it's fun. Next we got Equinox, just got this in a trade with my brother. ActRaiser 2, hard as shit. Can't even get past the first mini-boss in this game. Zelda Link to the Past, definitely will get to this one day. I got really far in Ocarina of Time, but I put it down because that's just what happens. You get I'm a collector, so you go to different games, and you know, next thing you know, you're playing a different game. But I will get to this one someday. Skulljagger, not really a big fan of this one either, but the concept is cool, being a pirate and stuff. I think they just could have did a little better with it in terms of like the enemies and the gameplay, because you fight like crabs and shit in this game. You know, it's just like a pirate game. You're slashing crabs. Come on. Next we got the Super Game Boy. I love this thing. It turns your Game Boy games into an NES, which is fine by me. I grew up with the Game Boy, so that's why I have some nostalgia with it. But this thing's great. I just got this at the flea market yesterday, actually, and I've been playing Felix the Cat. It really just turns your Game Boy into an NES. It's amazing. It's funny. This was actually on the table where the $2.50 deal was happening, but when the lady saw it, she like got like really wide-eyed. She's like, that's not supposed to be there. And then she like started yelling at her helper. I'm like, listen, how much is this? And she said $10. I'm like, I'll buy it for $10. That was my my local reseller had this for 20. So, you know, online you're gonna pay like 10 and then like $5 shipping. So I'll pay 10 for that any day. I love that thing. Alright, so we'll go through the box games really fast. Wing Commander, this is complete. I got this at a flea market for $4. It was this and like Family Feud on the table. I'll just pick this up. So for $4, I'll try it out one day. You know, the box is in pretty bad shape, but it is what it is. Next we got F-Zero. Really fun, really fun. Everybody knows about F-Zero. Why am I talking about it? But there was a time on Amazon where you can get these for $15 brand new sealed, and I actually did. This is where I got this copy. Sealed, like about a year and a half ago, for $15. Now I think you can't get that deal anymore, but you know, it's still pretty cool. It's in great shape. Actually, it comes with a manual, the game, obviously, and like a comic book, so it's cool. Next, we got Batman Returns. Very fun beat-em-up game. I got this on Amazon for like $12, shipped to me maybe a year and a half ago as well. Very fun beat-em-up game. Excalibur 2097. I found this at a game store for like $5 sealed. I actually opened this one. One of the only few sealed games I found that actually opened, but still haven't tried it yet. But it still has the plastic over the game and everything. And this is the other game I opened because it looks like a lot of fun. I don't care that it's worth how much money sealed. It's Supernova. So I do like shooters on the system. It looks like it's a lot of fun, but I haven't gotten into it yet. But you know, it's a Tato game. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. And I looked up gameplay on it, and it looks good. So, guys, that's it. That's the Super Nintendo collection. I hope you enjoyed, and let's end this video before I'm going to have to make another part over here saying that the whole freaking thing crashed. So